Welcome back to Dreamland Tales, where every night we share a cozy, magical bedtime story just for you. So, snuggle under your blanket, get comfy, and let's drift into tonight's Halloween adventure together. On the very edge of a small American town, there was a pumpkin patch everyone knew about. During the day, it was full of families picking pumpkins, hay rides pulled by tractors, and kids with sticky hands from caramel apples. But once the sun went down, the patch grew quiet. The air got colder, and the pumpkins seemed to glow a little brighter under the moonlight. Some people said that if you went to the patch at night, you might hear whispers in the vines, or see pumpkins flicker like lanterns, even when no candles were inside. Most folks laughed it off as just a Halloween story. But this year, two best friends, Oliver and Mia, wanted to find out the truth. Oliver was dressed in his favorite hoodie and sneakers, with a flashlight tucked into his pocket. Mia wore a cozy pumpkin orange jacket, and her long scarf trailed behind her like a tail. They had spent the evening trick-or-treating, filling their bags with candy, but instead of going straight home, they decided to sneak over to the pumpkin patch. "Are you sure about this?" Mia whispered, hugging her candy bag tight. Oliver grinned. "Of course. What if the stories are real? We'll be the first to see it." The gate creaked as they pushed it open. The field stretched out before them, row after row of fat pumpkins glowing faintly in the moonlight. The vines curled across the dirt like green ropes, and a chilly wind rustled through the cornstalks. For a moment, nothing happened, just the sound of their footsteps crunching on dry leaves. Then, thump. One of the pumpkins wiggled. "Did you see that?" Mia gasped. Another pumpkin rolled over onto its side, then another, until dozens of them were shaking and into a festival. Scarecrows climbed down from their posts and began to dance on the hay bales, their straw hats tipped sideways. Black cats leapt from pumpkin to pumpkin, playing fiddles that made the most cheerful music. Bats swooped overhead, their wings sprinkling silvery stardust that shimmered in the moonlight. The pumpkins lined up in rows like toy soldiers, then rolled forward in rhythm, forming a parade. Some carried tiny drums, some wore leafy crowns, and others juggled candy corn and caramel apples. "This is amazing," Mia laughed, clapping her hands. At the very center of the patch stood a massive pumpkin, bigger than any Oliver or Mia had ever seen. Its face glowed like a lantern, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. On top of its head sat a crown made of autumn leaves and acorns. This was the Pumpkin Queen. Her voice rolled across the field like the sound of wind through the trees. "Oliver and Mia," she said, "you've entered our patch with curiosity and wonder. Tonight you will help us spread Halloween magic to every child in town." She raised her leafy arms, and from the vines came gifts. To Oliver, she gave a lantern carved with stars, its light warm and steady. To Mia, she gave a cloak that shimmered like moonlight, soft as silk but glowing gently in the dark. "Use these to light the way," the Pumpkin Queen said. Oliver held the lantern high, and as he did, jack-o'-lanterns along the streets flickered to life, one by one, until the whole neighborhood glowed with golden light. Mia twirled in her cloak, and wherever the fabric brushed, sparkling trails appeared, guiding families safely as they trick-or-treated. The children of the town looked around in awe, their candy buckets swinging as they laughed and pointed at the magical glow. Parents whispered, wondering where the sudden light came from. Oliver and Mia marched with the pumpkin patch parade through the town. They watched as skeletons taught kids silly dances, witches sprinkled candy confetti, and friendly ghosts floated by, handing out glowing lollipops. Mia couldn't stop smiling. "This is the best Halloween ever." Oliver nodded. "I think we'll remember this night forever." Finally, as the last lantern was lit and the town sparkled with cozy Halloween magic, the Pumpkin Queen's voice called once more, "You have kept the spirit alive. Now it is time to rest." The pumpkins lined up in rows, bowing their glowing heads. The cats curled up on hay bales, the scarecrows tipped their hats, and the bats folded their wings. In a swirl of golden leaves, Oliver and Mia found themselves back at the edge of the patch. Their flashlights flickered back on. The field looked ordinary again. Quiet rows of pumpkins resting under the stars. But in Oliver's pocket, the star-carved lantern had shrunk into a tiny glowing charm, and Mia's shimmering cloak had turned into a soft blanket, warm and cozy. They walked home, candy bags bouncing, hearts still racing with excitement. That night, as Oliver tucked the lantern charm on his nightstand, and Mia curled under her glowing blanket, they both drifted into dreams filled with dancing pumpkins, sparkling bats, and the sound of laughter echoing from the magical patch. And somewhere out there, in the quiet of the night, the Pumpkin Patch Parade was waiting for next Halloween. And so, Oliver and Mia's Halloween adventure came to an end, with lantern light, laughter, and dreams as cozy as autumn nights. Remember, little dreamers, every Halloween has a bit of hidden magic. You just have to believe. Thank you for joining us tonight on Dreamland Tales. Sleep tight, sweet kids everywhere, and may your dreams be filled with pumpkins, laughter, and glowing magic. Good night.